feel women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emotan of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical, women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.
The Oshobo City Stadium was filled to the brim with people who defied the torrential rain to attend the mega rally of the All Progressives Congress. The chairman of the All Progressives Congress, John Digi Oyegun, sounded confidence while addressing the crowd.
I came to OSUN. I have seen the people of OSUN, and I hear that program, and Ogbeshala has conquered all.
The expected then happened, quieting rumors of the defection of former governor Olagunsoye Oyinlola. The former governor of Osun State and National Secretary of PDP, Olagunsoye Oyinlola, finally decamped to the All Progressives Congress. According to Oyinlola, the move is aimed at solidifying the development experienced in Osun State.
That is a combination of forces, experiences, and one has seen his life. I governed the state for 7.5 years. Akande has been governor. Isi Akadeleke has been governor. With incumbent governor, we can always put our head together and get the best for the people of Osun State.
Party leaders say the coming of Oyinlola has further strengthened the party towards winning.
Well, I say a big thank you to you for keeping fit with us on the show today. It's the Wednesday edition of Core Digest, and we went on break the other time for the news on the hour, and now we're back for the second and last leg of the show this Wednesday morning. We're reaching you from the city of Lagos in Nigeria. Still 3 days to go, OSUN 2014, the Oyinlola factor. On the other segment of the show, we spoke about watertight security, now the Oyinlola factor. I've got two guests, two personalities to trash this out with me this Wednesday morning. Wale Ogunade is a constitutional lawyer, human rights activist, public affairs analyst, and president, Voters Awareness Initiative. I say a big thank you to you for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
And my second guest this morning is Ralph Awe. Ralph Awe. Yeah. You know, we had Femi the other time, Femi Adebulu, Ralph Awe. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
I really appreciate your presence on the show. And I understand that you're very familiar as well with Osun State.
Sure.
Now we're looking at the Oyinlola factor. The Oyinlola factor. Defection. Olagunsoye Oyinlola ruled Osun State for 3.5 years. We saw that video as well.
Okay.
For 7.5 years, rather. Yeah. For 7.5 years. He ruled Osun State for 7.5 years, and then was the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. At some point, he got a suspension, and then he sought for a reinstatement. And then we had threats from him that if he wasn't reinstated, he would not support the PDP. That was the word he used. We didn't get a clue from him that he was going to defect. He didn't tell us he was going to defect. He just said he was not going to support the PDP. And all of a sudden, what we saw was a defection. Was an aid for him.
Well, I think the issue of defection, it's something we are used to in the Nigerian political sphere in recent time. And if you look at Oyinlola, his personality, Onyola is an individual who is very familiar with Osun politics. You said he has been governor for 7.5 years. He knows the people, he understands them, and he knows what he wants. And that is why he could make that statement at the particular point that if PDP are not ready to reinstate him as the Secretary General of of the party, he will take action, which he did some days ago. If you look at Oyinlola, during his tenure as governor of Osun State, the beauty of the man is that he did some programs which the people can still point to, even up to date. And that is why he had a very warm welcome at the mega rally yesterday, because he's somebody which the people in Osun State are familiar with. He's someone they know very well. He relates with them very well when he was the governor of the state, and he understands them, they understand him. So for them, it's an homecoming.
Okay. Now, let me put this to you. At the end of the day, being a constitutional lawyer, you should be able to give us the constitutional background to defection and what a defection should look like, and on what basis a defection should take place, and all of that. If there was something wrong with the internal politics of PDP in Osun State, or even at the national level, should the next line of action be defection?
Well, let us look at it legally. Oyinlola is not holding any political office as of now. So one cannot say he defects. Legally, the man is allowed by virtue of Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution to join any association, political party of his choice, because he is not under any obligation. Defection goes to those who are in or who occupy one political office or the other. He may decide to leave his political party if he's not a political office holder. No problem. But again, for him, is a unique thing. Because unfortunately, he held a political office. Well, of course, let's say it that way. He held a political office, and that is that of the secretary of his party. Suspended, went to court, got a judgment, he should be reinstated, but the powers that be decides to do otherwise. And of course, that makes the man and leaves the man with no choice but to take an alternative step. I mean, you can't hold him on for that. To him, he felt aggrieved. And in fact, that's why I come in on a regular basis to people, that indeed, what we have in this country is a victim-oriented system. All of us are victims in this system called Nigeria. To the extent that be who you are, you will be a victim one way or the other. Or you are a victim one way or the other. Take it or leave it. I won't be surprised in the next few days or next few years, Jonathan will come out crying. Who was it the other day that he was denied his rights and he was crying all over? That is, what sort of country is this? And there are so many things that happens. So, to me, the man decided to take or make a choice, take a political step. If he's aggrieved and he's not assuaged, then definitely, if he takes that step, okay, he's not under any obligation whatsoever. It will now be another thing if he, as secretary of the PDP, changed over. You can say, yes, he has done something wrong. In fact, the Constitution did not look at a political party structure. The Constitution is only interested in those who hold public political office, who are elected
as individuals.
No, well, not really as individuals. Okay, because you can't be. In Nigeria, what we have are political platforms. Nobody is elected on his own personality in Nigeria.
I know what I'm saying. I got your point. I'm saying yes, elected the individual that was elected.
Yes, yes, okay. So
not the party structure.
Yes. So if somebody got elected on a platform and are now jumped to another, obviously, to me, that's what I call political harlotry. But I guess that will be another...
Political harlotry.
Yes, that's political harlotry. Because it's akin to you seeing a woman Mrs. AB, now hobnobbing with Mr. CD in the morning. In fact, in the evening, as they do in Nigeria, shamelessly, these politicians, in the evening, you see them again hobnobbing with Mr. DC. In fact, in the evening, you see them going to bed with Mr. EF.
JR.
Shamelessly, these politicians, shamelessly, jumping from one party to the other. And I call it political harlotry.
Now, Wale, let me put this to you. You still insist that this is not a defection because he wasn't holding any office, so to speak, when he joined APC. Now, I understand Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution as amended in 2011, that as an individual, you can join any association you want. But then, this is popularly known as defection. What the Constitution says and that you understand is one thing, but what the people are seeing and what the people understand this to mean holds sway in their decision, and that decision is going to be made in 3 days' time. So can we rephrase it and look at it in that context?
Isaiah 5:20 says.
Isaiah 5:20. Now you're quoting the Bible. You've moved from quoting the Constitution to quoting the Bible.
That's the ground norm.
Okay.
The Bible is the ground norm. In law, we call it the ground norm. That's the main law.
What about the Quran?
I'm not a Muslim. I'm
Okay.
a Christian,
Okay.
and I know the Bible. I've never read the Quran, so I don't know anything.
Okay,
about the Quran.
but both can
What
be
I'm
seen
saying-
as a ground norm.
Hello, please. Mine is that I know the Bible, and I've studied the Bible, and I've studied the Constitution of not only Nigeria, other countries. I'm coming there.
Okay.
So let me land with my
Okay, go on.
argument. The Bible in Isaiah 5:20 says, "Woe," and anybody who is listening knows English. Woe is something dangerous. Woe befall anyone who sees the light and call it truth. Those who see bitter and call it sweet. And those who see darkness and call it light. Woe unto them. I will not for anything waver from the truth in my life. And I'm talking to you now. I've left the Bible as a minister of God. I'm now talking now as a constitutional lawyer. And I told you two set provisions of the Constitution, what the Constitution says. Law, my brother, is not sentiment. You saw what happened in Nasarawa? Law is not sentiment. Law is law. And I'm one of those who have been agitating, and to God be the glory, people are saying it now, that we should separate the office of the Minister of Justice from that of the Attorney General, because they are two different things. One is political, one is strictly legal. And there's no way you can mix law and politics together. It's like water and oil. There's no way they can mix. Law and politics are like water and oil. Law is devoid of sentiments. So let the ordinary man talk whatever he wants to say. The legal aspect is that the man changed his status. He is free. He is not under any entanglement, any limitation to join any political party of his wish.
Now,
he is only now entangled or encumbered if he were a public office holder. Then all those issues is section 183 will come in. Oh, sorry, the section I can't that has to do with 188 and 189 particularly comes in terms of defection.
Okay, now we'll come back to that. There's a breaking news. Reports just reaching us says the report reaching us just then says 5 new cases of the Ebola virus have been recorded in Nigeria. Well, we'll bring you the details in our subsequent bulletins. And now back to the issue of the day. And I think as a minister too, maybe as a minister of the gospel, maybe we need spiritual support from you about Ebola as well. That's out of this context.
Yes,
now,
it's out of this context.
Back to our discussion.
Please let me quickly. Since you take me, you push me.
No, we'll come back to that later. Let's come back to that later. Let's finish with this first.
I know you are moderating, but I guess it's sweet.
Later we'll come to that.
Is that right?
Now, he was the national secretary of the party. He was only on suspension.
You are going in the area that you are dealing with an expert here.
Yes, he was only on suspension. Now, what message is a leader of that standing? I'm not taking sides. I want us to be very objective.
I understand.
But what, okay, don't let me say what message is he sending to the electorate or to the people. Let me say, how will the people understand that action of his?
Good. I said it earlier on. I said this man was entitled to something. I mean, the way I see it, whichever way you have some junior, somebody who is younger than you, particularly this a small boy. You got uncle or brother or daddy, I'm coming. When you come back from office, give me a biscuit, buy me a biscuit. You bought him the biscuit, but you didn't give it to him, and he's crying, I want my biscuit. You promised me, I want my biscuit. You now put it on the rooftop. You didn't give him. Along the line, you now saw somebody who was just passing, singing and playing, and you now took that biscuit and threw it to him. This guy is still crying, give me my biscuit. This is what has happened to Ilola now. He is the secretary of a party. You suspended him. The guy went to court, and this is a party that is promoting rule of law. That's PDP. They say their mantra is that they are due process people and rule of law people. This is, I'm not saying anything new. People who are watching. The man now went to court. The court reinstated him. You now use your power. And that's what, more than 20 years ago, close to 30 years now, that the Oputa JC, no, Kayode, sorry, of the late as it was then, as a Supreme Court judge, in the famous case of Lagos State Government and Ojukwu, made a statement that if anybody should uphold the rule of law, it is the executive. That means the government should uphold the rule of law. And he berated them, because government then, because they resorted to self-help. Because they are in power, they are in authority, they can do and undo. If we reduce everything to brute and use of force, then there will be anarchy. Let us respect the law. The Constitution, by virtue of Section 6, confers judicial authority on some set of people. And they must respect those people. Because the same Constitution, by virtue of Section 4, confers executive power on some set of people. So there's what we call division of labor, separation of power. So you have been given your own duty and rights. Do your own and leave the rest, and these people do their own and leave the rest. The court, by virtue of the Section 6 that gives them the power to adjudicate on matters, adjudicated. And you now say they are stupid. That's not fair. And I tell somebody somewhere, even if the judge that gave that judgment drank burukutu, I don't know, maybe you've been to Plateau or Benue State. That's the local gin they drink there. They call it burukutu, like your own palm wine and so on. And they drank palm wine. The guy is stupor. You know that he's drunk. He gave that order. You must respect it because he's sitting on that seat by virtue of the power conferred on him by the Constitution. It is for you to now go on appeal. Not that you say, no, the man is a madman, and you keep quiet, and you now go and be doing your own. Then there will be anarchy. So, I'm going somewhere, my brother. The man, after he has stretched all the civil routes and channels available to him, to the extent that I heard that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, he went to Aso Rock to meet with Jonathan. But, Oga, my food will not carry. Make una give me my thing, jeje, or else, me, I go leave now. What else? If anything, he has stretched all the options available. So, if he now decides to take this step, good. But again, you see, the whole essence now goes, that's why you now give it to the people. That's why the people will come in. The step he has taken, is it right? If PDP wins on Saturday, then it means he took a wrong step. It's about gambling now. He has left the realm of law and all. That is now in the realm of gambling. If indeed he's strong, because I learned that he has 10,000 strong supporters. And of course, that number can make a whole lot of difference
at the poll. Now, so thank you for that submission. Let me ask you, Rafa, as a student of Obafemi University,
a graduate,
for years, in those days, now a graduate, as a student in those days, how would you assess Oyinlola and Aregbesola? Would you say they've done well? Oyinlola, past governor, Aregbesola, incumbent.
Okay, I think there's a little bit difference between Aregbe and Oyinlola. The man Aregbe, I think one thing our leaders need to learn is first understand your followers.
Understand your followers.
Yes, and I think that is what Aregbesola has. Okay, the first step it took, which I think is paying off now, is to study his followers. What do they want? At times you might think probably what the people want is good roads. That might not be the case. What they might want maybe something maybe just to have meals on their table. But in the case of Aregbesola, I think he came up with some programs which one way or the other, directly or indirectly, it will affect each household in Osun State. Let's look at his education policy over the years, in the past 4 years. The appointment, the tablet, popularly known as appointment, that is an innovation. And if you ask me, I will tell you that is a leader that is thinking ahead of time. Because we know everything in the world now is being driven by technology.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for me, that is a plus for him. The OMI is a good idea. One way or the other, it created job opportunity for caterers and for the children. At least as a kid, when you know that somehow when I get to school, I will get a meal. Whether small, and the idea of the school uniform, the mega school, these are projects. These are projects that affect lives directly, and our leaders need to know that for any country to develop significantly, we must develop our education. Forget about the roads.
Certainly.
If you build all sorts of roads and your education is not good, you don't have a very good, a sound education for the populace, you can't achieve anything. We'll keep depending on the so-called Western world. Okay, I think these are part of the things he came up with. When you talk of roads, when you talk of youth empowerment, these are projects. In the case of Oyinlola, yes, it did its bit. But if you compare the two, I think for me, I will give it to Aregbesola.
Are you campaigning for Aregbesola?
No.
How much have you been paid to do this?
No.
Tell me honestly, Raphael, tell me.
Personally, as an individual, I don't even belong to a political party because, you know, the way our politics is going on in this part of the world, our leaders has made the whole thing look as if it is a do or die affair, as if they are on the war front. So for me, as an individual, I don't. But if you see a man that is doing good, you know, because I think it is time we start asking questions. You know, why will somebody come out and tell us, I will give you roads, I will give you education? Tell us, how do you intend to go about these things? Okay, it is not just about coming up all the time telling us you give us road, you give us education, you give us all sorts of hospitals and all that. But this is a man that is showing a way to it, that is coming with creativity, that is showing that, okay, there is another way to leadership. Okay, and I think all other leaders in the country, political leaders, should borrow a leaf from this man called Aregbesola.
Now, before I go back to my constitutional lawyer here, let me just quickly chip in this as well. Some people in the society have a problem with Aregbesola's personality, or charisma. They say, well, he's a grassroots man, you would say, you just said. But then, by that I mean he identifies with the people at the grassroots. But there are a lot of people say, or some people say, they don't like his charisma. He doesn't dress or look like a governor. He doesn't talk like a governor. He's more of an activist and all that. You want to defend him as well? You are his fan, right?
No. I'm not his fan. When I see good governors, you know, as a public affair analyst, I think I should.
Fine, that's okay. That's okay. Now, so what's your
reaction to that?
Reaction to this one?
I think for me, I think I will come this way to that. I think religion issue in this part of the world has done us more harm than good, if you ask me.
Religion in Nigeria has done us more harm than good.
Yes.
Okay.
Because our leader tends to hide under religion to put in confusion.
To afflict the people.
Afflict the people. Okay. You know, I'm not a lawyer, but I know as an individual, you are free to practice whatever you want or whatever you wish. You are free to dress whatever way you like. Okay. once you are a citizen, okay? So for me, you always have people that will have issue with you as a leader, okay? But even before Aregbesola came on board as a governor, okay, for viewers that are familiar with the way he dressed, I think there is nothing new about the way he dressed. He has not changed, okay? But for me, that is his own way of life, and I think we should respect him for that, okay? But the beauty of democracy, forget about the individual, the way he dresses or what. Is it giving you what you want as the people?
Just in one sentence, is it Islamizing Osun State?
No.
Okay, my constitutional lawyer. Now, in 3 days' time, we'll be going to the polls in Osun State. And a major political key player politically, has changed associations. You do not want me to use the word defect. So he has changed associations.
Yes.
What does this portend for the election on Saturday?
Obviously, if indeed the man is a grassroots man, if indeed the man has followers, then definitely they will follow their leader. It's a natural thing. They will follow their leader, and I assure you that even if it's one vote, I know, tilts the fortune when it comes to election. Just one vote. Because unfortunately, in a general election, in cases like that, it works. And of course, it has happened. You will find, of course, there are the provisions that you will score 2/3 in 1/3 in 2/3 local government and so on and so forth when the chips are down. But that's not even my problem. My problem is who is relevant to the people. I'm not here to campaign. Who is relevant? Who has affected the life of the people?
Now, even if you want to campaign, just be sure to take the other person, because he has stood with Aregbesola, so you can just stay with Oyinlola. So let's know there's a balance.
Unfortunately, I will not want to campaign or talk about Oyinlola so that I do not damage the little credibility he will have. So fairness, I won't want to say anything.
Okay.
Fairness.
Okay.
Why? Because it will seem as if I'm here to...
No, don't let's attack personalities.
I'm not going to attack personality. But the fundamental issue is that what my group, Voters Awareness Initiative, is doing is to let people know who is the person who has delivered. All of them that are contesting, either the Labour Party man, Akinbade, or Oyinlola, the PDP man, or Aregbesola, those are the three frontline contenders. One way or the other has held political office. You look at their contributions, because the era of I will do is past. We will now in the era of what have you done before.
Omishore too is in the circle. Go on.
Right? So what have they all done before? Because those are determining factor. Let's leave what happened in Ekiti. To me, is a different ball game entirely. Osun again will be a different ball game entirely. Why? Because the issues and situations in Ekiti are far different from what happened what will happen in Osun. I monitored elections in Edo. I was in Anambra. There are several, everything, they are all different. Oshomole was on ground in Edo State. The PDP tried all it could. They failed. Woefully papa, as my people will say. In Anambra, they tried it too. Peter Obi was on ground. I was in Anambra a week before the elections. They crisscrossed the place. The place was awash with military guys, soldiers. But at the end of the day, Abga won the elections. It's not about intimidation. The people know what they want. In Ekiti, fairness. I did not hear or see a place where a shot was fired. That's why I say it's a different ball game. Each one will come. This thing is acting to every individual life. The way your life you're running your life, the way your own life is going is different from his or mine or any other person. And that's why those of us who are in the counseling department in our various churches will say there is no way any woman, stupid woman, that look at how Baba Jonathan, Baba Bomboy is Mama Bomboy and Baba Bomboy are behaving. You want to use that because they give them plenty chop money, and you too must insist that your husband must give you chop money, or today we go scatter this house. You are a foolish woman. The Bible says it.
Now, Wale, let me quickly say this. When Oyinlola was in PDP,
yes,
it was assumed that, or understood, that he didn't buy the philosophy and the ideology of the APC.
Yes.
Now, how come it's because of the offense that started against him in PDP? Would we now say, would it be correct for us to now say the philosophy and the ideologies he did not agree to earlier are now suddenly looking good to him?
Unfortunately, in Nigeria, you know, I told you that in Nigeria the politicians are all harlots. No exception, all of them. And I have no apology. I hope I'm on air, they are listening. Because you see them in the morning and it's very, very shameful. They will be in party A by midday. Before noon, they have jumped to party B. By noon, they are in party C. In fact, immediately after they are joining party C, they will come and tell you people that we made a mistake. I thought these people are good. In fact, I found out that we are strange bedfellow. I'm now pitching my tent with those in party E. In the evening, not night, they are in party D.
Early evening.
Early evening. Then night, they will now go to bed. That's why I call them harlots. Shamelessly. But let's leave that one. You remember the new PDP and old PDP saga?
Yeah.
Oyinlola was involved from the onset. The Baraje group, let lose sight of all the various permutations, all the various steps that took place.
Now, while you're talking about the permutations and combinations in politics, in recent past, we've had cases of defection and comeback.
Yes.
Now, do you see a possible comeback for Oyinlola?
I'm not God. And of course, in fairness, I didn't know, I was writing it down. In politics, there is no permanent
friend or enemy. Only permanent
anything can happen. Let's give me no problem with me. The truth is bitter, but I'll say it. Atiku was in PDP. He left, jumped into AD then. AC. As the air conditioner was not cool for him, he quickly jumped from air conditioner, that's AC, and jumped back to PDP under the umbrella. When he found out again that the umbrella is torn again, the rain is beating him, he has joined to APC to drink, maybe he had headache.
Okay, Ralph, you see a possible comeback into to PDP for
like you said, politicians they are not predictable, seriously, and probably for maybe I keep wondering sincerely, to be sincere to both the APC and PDP, I keep wondering if sincerely if the urge for them to serve, if why they are so desperate is to serve. I don't think there is a need for them to be jumping from one party to the other.
That's seriously. And that was why I actually asked you. Now, Wale, that was why I asked you about philosophies and ideologies.
That's why I'm going.
If the focus in the first place was the electorate, then would we be talking about what we're talking about
I
now?
hope we'll talk about this Ebola very soon before we are driven out here.
No, we have to call you back for that because we are out of time already.
Look at it
we have to call you back. Okay, you want to drop it like just in one sentence.
Look at it now. You know, there will be, health is an issue. And I've been praying, and unfortunately, I don't know. I hope my prayer will not be answered by, my prayer will be answered by God.
You have 30 seconds on Ebola.
Look at Ebola now.
One sentence.
And I pray that, please, the whole issue is that personal hygiene. Seriously, because all this all this news is lie. There is secondary, there is primary, and there is even underground contacts by these people. The woman is a mother. The woman, children has interacted with her. They have gone to town.
Thank you very much. Now, the news just reaching us say 5 new cases of Ebola have been recorded in Nigeria. And you heard from him.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then News. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.